Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil. And in this video, I want to give you guys perspective on my thoughts for new players or even people who are, in the process of farming and don't yet have General Skywalker and Darth Malak. I'm going to go over the requirements, how they help you later on down the road, if they help at all, and then cover which one I think is the better initial farm for your roster. Before I go any further, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been subscribing to the channel. We have been growing super fast lately, and I really appreciate all the love and support I'm getting from you guys. And then on this video in particular, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what your thoughts are. So, Darth Malak and General Skywalker go hand in hand because they are the only two epic confrontation characters in the game. So they're kind of a blend between the legendary events, right? Where legendary events, it's you need a specific squad or certain characters and you go and obtain them. Whereas with these epic confrontations, it's taking two unique sets of characters and making you utilize both of them throughout the journey. So, and then you'll obtain at the end of that, what's unique as well is that you obtain a 5-star character, and then you need to get hoard your guild event currency 1 and buy these shards all the way up from 5-star to 7-star. And that takes about 70,000 currency. I think it's even a little bit over that, maybe like 72,000 currency. So it is significant investment, not only from all the characters that you'll need to gear up, the Zetas, but also from the standpoint of hoarding guild event currency, which can be super helpful to you along that way. So my recommendation, if I'm just telling people what I really think the best thing to do is, I would hoard my guild event currency until I have both of these characters. It sucks, but I think it's the smart thing to do because they are that good, right? That they're just so good that if you can hoard, get up to 70,000, and then maybe spend a little bit of it while you're farming a Galactic Legend, begin hoarding up, and then go for the next one. So we'll get into here what I think the best order of farming is to go into and why I think that it's the best. So here is the General Skywalker requirements. So in the Galactic Republic side, you need Padme, General Kenobi, Shaak Ti, C-3PO, and Ahsoka Tano. So all of them are very good characters, right? Like those are fantastic requirements. I love these characters. 4 out of the 5 of them are needed for Galactic Legend farms with Padme, General Kenobi, Shaak Ti, and then C-3PO is actually needed for both Jedi Master Luke and for Jabba the Hutt. So he's like a really lucrative character that, investing in him helps you in so many ways. Ahsoka, although she's not needed for a Galactic Legend requirement, she's a key member of the Jedi Master Kenobi team, of a Padme team, and then as well, she's got a really good ship inside of the Galactic Republic fleet. So really good investment in that team. The Separatist Rex, the droids are fantastic. These droids are all amazing. Asajj is good. She is obviously a Night Sister, and that's really where she belongs. So you're going to farm up her, you're going to get these droids, and then I personally would go ahead and farm up General Grievous because he really fits in well with those droids. He's the natural leader for those droids, and you'll have a really good team with General Grievous droids, and you can throw Asajj in with your, other Separatists, or you can, just kind of use her with Night Sisters. So overall for the General Skywalker event, I would say you need a good bit of gear that you'll want the vast majority of your squad at relics. It is possible without relics, right? Don't get me wrong. It is possible without relics. Just for how good the characters are, relics are worth it. And also, if you want to save yourself pulling out your hair, I would invest a little bit more in relics to get through the event easier. But with General Skywalker, the biggest thing is that, he's Galactic Republic and Jedi, but where he really shines is as the leader of the 501st, right, which I have listed here. So with General Skywalker, you're not only then needing to, gear up all the characters to unlock him, you then also need to make sure that you gear up the clones if you haven't already. And so it's just another level of investment that's needed for him to really get the full use, the full benefit out of him. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people hoard for General Skywalker and then not have clones ready. And it's painful because, yes, like he's a good character, But if your clones aren't really that good, it becomes so much easier to take him out, because if I can kill your clones quickly while you're in cover, I don't need to worry about your General Skywalker no matter how good he is. I'll just find a way around him. So again, it's just something that it really does need to happen. You might not need relics right away, but relics are really good on these clones. And Echo and ARC Trooper are both requirements for Lord Vader as well as General Skywalker himself. So the one really nice thing about General Skywalker as a whole is he does have, multiple characters that are requirements for Galactic Legends. So you're kind of investing not only in your short term, but in the long term of your game, right? So now we'll move into the Darth Malak event. So for Darth Malak, you're going to need the light side requirements here, dark side requirements here. My gear for dark side was a lot lower. The dark side event is very, very easy. Probably one of the easier events that you'll do at this level. And then the light side event is probably one of the tougher events. I'm not going to say it's the toughest. There's a very specific strategy, and if you don't have a lot of gear like I did, it can take a little bit longer, but it's well worth your time to do. But the nice thing with this is that, as you guys see, I didn't have to invest heavily in gear at all in comparison to like General Skywalker, where you really do need to invest in some good gear on your characters. Here, you can just barely meet the requirements, and as long as you've got one or two characters to carry you over that threshold, you're going to be fine. I do have videos of me doing both of these events. My light side team actually hasn't changed relics or changed gear since then. Dark side requirements have changed a little bit. I've added some gear or relic levels. So go ahead and take a look through those just so you guys can see what I was able to do this event with. But I can tell you that it's much cheaper on a gear investment side to get Darth Malak. Then when you do get Darth Malak, this is the part that I think is just so good, is that you're going to end up using him with Darth Revan and Bastila Shan Fallen, who you're already gearing up for his event. So then in these last two slots, you can put somebody like HK or Sith Marauder or Sith Empire Trooper that, you're already going to gear up HK for the event. I didn't end up giving him relic levels because I had Sith Marauder and Sith Empire Trooper ready to go, so I really wasn't concerned about him. But early on, if you invest in him, it's not a bad decision. He's a very good character in this squad. So, I didn't put those last two slots because there is some flexibility, whereas with General Skywalker, there's not really flexibility. You want a full 501st team. The downside with Malak is that there's no Galactic Legend requirements in any of these characters, right? Like, none of these characters required for GLs. They're just, some of them are good characters, right? Like Jedi Knight Revan, Jolee, and Bastila, very good. Darth Revan, Bastila, HK. Even Canderous has some uses outside of this lineup, but otherwise, most of the recs kind of fall down. So from a perspective of, if I scroll up to the top here, looking at General Skywalker and Malak, from a perspective of gearing you up for the future, right, future investment-wise, General Skywalker is much better. From a how quickly you can obtain that character and how quickly can you get them to a good, usable level, it's going to be Darth Malak. You'll have, two of his key squad members already, and then, build up the rest of them. But really, you just need the Darth Revan and Bastila. So if I'm coming to you and giving you advice as a new player or someone who doesn't have either of these characters, Darth Malak is the smarter investment early on. You don't need to expend as much gear. You'll have a team up and running much faster than you would with General Skywalker. Then you can move into other areas of the game and then later work on your General Skywalker when you've hoarded up enough guild event currency. I just think that the downfall with General Skywalker is that he doesn't really work well outside of this 501st team. Now, you could plug him in with some Jedi teams or, this Galactic Republic, but it's not really where he shines. He's not designed to operate in this team. So for me, I think it's much smarter that go for Malak, use less investment, right? Save it for down the road when you need another GL or when you're ready to get General Skywalker. And then you can go ahead and start heavily investing. So that's the opinion, guys. Hopefully this helps you gain some perspective on where you think the best thing to farm is. I have guides for both of these events if you need help getting through them. So go ahead, take a look on the channel so you can hopefully get through the events without having to spend too much gear and that you don't end up pulling your hair out over RNG. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. If you are still watching right now, go ahead down in the comments and put General Skywalker kills younglings. Yeah, go ahead and put that down there, that the 501st are youngling killers. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.